muscles that we're going to work on now on the neck area, and get you to get a sense of what we're dealing with the bones when somebody's lying supine, okay? And just how wide this spine is. Because very often when we are working, we kind of forget the images that we see. So if you imagine this is our client, okay? And there's the head, there's the clavicle, we know how to identify those. So we're going to work in all of this area, yes? So what muscles have we got here that you've already looked at? Upper trapezius, you're pointing to there, Yogita? I can see you feeling that. Okay, so we've definitely got the upper trapezius, and we know exactly where that attaches to, don't we? Because we looked at that yesterday. So we're looking around the spine, the scapula, up into the occiput area here, yeah? And we know that that's not actually attached here along the clavicle, don't we? It kind of comes up like, as you said, if you lift your shoulder, you can feel the bulk of that, and you can feel the edge of that. Lift your shoulder up like that, and you can just feel into the edge of that there, okay? Now, do you remember what other muscles we had coming in here? What did we have coming in here at the side of the neck? Scalenes. Somebody said scalenes. Coming from the side, the transverse processes here, and onto the first, second rib, third rib, I think. So they come, first and second rib actually, they come down here. Actually there's 3 parts to that, all right? And we're going to feel those on the side of your neck, particularly if you come into, under the clavicle, you can feel around here. Above, when I say under, I want you to go superior. Helps if I use the language myself, doesn't it? Okay. And then move your neck around, stretch it around a bit, and you can start to feel those there. Now, the important thing about those is that the nerves come through that way as well, so that very often if you start working on these scalenes around here, people do get a little bit of tingling, if you know, okay? So the nerves go under that area there. But that's the side of the neck. What we don't want, so then feel the sternocleidomastoid. If you feel this ropey thing here, and you take your head down, and if you're feeling the right one, you want to take your head down and pull it round, and then you can start to feel that. So that's the sternocleidomastoid, coming from the mastoid process, and it goes on to the sternum and the clavicle. Okay, that's that ropey one that nods your head forward, but it also takes your head to one side and the other. But in between there, in between these 2 bits, is a bit of a triangle that we don't touch. Okay, we don't go in there, just so you know. We also don't really want to work on the front of the voice box here. Okay, we don't go here, and we don't go in that vulnerable area here.
I can feel my pulse here.
Yes, well that's one of the reasons we don't go there, because we've got the carotid arteries and things coming up through the neck. We don't want to work in there. So we isolate the sternocleidomastoid if we ever want to work on that, and also the scalenes, and around the back here, and right at the back, what have we got up here, coming up into the neck? The rectus spinae, yes, so we've got those up here. So just have a little sense of what we're going to be working on here. We're not going here, we'll go to the sides, we'll go around the back, and that's going to make some sense. But I want you, when you're working on the body, to feel into these transverse processes so that you can actually feel them. How am I going to feel them better? Maybe to move the head to one side, and then I can feel in there. So very often we feel too far back. And we've gone too far, because they're actually kind of in the middle here, right? Yeah? So you're going to be able to feel the spinous processes, these bony bits at the back here. You can feel those as you come through, and then come round. You'll feel the laminal groove the groove between the spinous process and, well, it's usually pretty well covered by muscle, but you'll be able to get in there when you're working on your clients. And then feel to the side and you've got the transverse processes. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Then we're going to come